What is the Guru itself? Let's talk a little bit deeper about what is the Guru? Where is it? How do we find it? How do we engage with it? In the Sikh spiritual tradition, the Guru has been described as having 3 different shapes, 3 different forms. And I'll quickly go through what those 3 different forms are, because it's important to understand how we engage with this Guru. The first one is described as being nirgun, formless. The Guru is not a physical being. It's not limited to just a particular person or a particular text or a particular wisdom. The Guru is not limited to that. The Guru is a nirgun being. It's a formless being with no physical essence to it. And what we mean by that is that begins to sound very much like the oneness that we talked about earlier. The oneness is there before time. It is in the world, it's in creation, but it's also outside of creation. If the universe was to disappear tomorrow, the oneness would still be there. Now, when we talk about the Guru in the exact same way, we realize that the Guru and the oneness are actually the same thing. So the oneness is everywhere, but the oneness does many different things. And the way to think about the Guru is to think about the oneness as having many different jobs. Part of what the oneness does is that it creates. So it has a creator function. And part of what it does is that it sustains. It looks after things. It keeps things going, just the way we're breathing right now. Have you ever thought about this? We're not actually breathing, but breathing just happens naturally. You never have to remind yourself to breathe. It's just there all the time. Even when you're asleep, you're breathing. All throughout the day, it's happening. So that's what we mean by the oneness being a sustainer. It's constantly just keeping the systems going. It's keeping things flowing at all times. And the oneness is also the destroyer, because you can't have life without life ending, without death. So it's constantly destroying things, putting things back into the universe, recycling things. And everything in reality is something that's been recycled. Even our bodies are made up of cells and atoms that have been used for other things before. So the oneness is this creation force. It's this sustaining force. It's this destroying force. And one of the things that the oneness can do is that it also has the ability or the job or the role to awaken us. It has the ability to make us think differently. And that ability of oneness is called the Guru. The Guru has the ability to make us think differently. So the oneness is here. We are the oneness. The universe and everything that you see all around you is really just another form of that oneness. And one of those forms, one of those functions, is to help us change and guide us. And this has been called, this ability of the oneness to delude us and to awaken us has been called grace. And I use this word delude because I want to pique your interest here. Everything that we're talking about, this oneness and the mind not being realized and not knowing it, how does all of this happen? The oneness has created all of us, you, me, and everything that you see around us. But it also created the illusion that we are not part of the oneness. It also created this idea within our minds that we are just me, myself. So it deluded us. It gave itself an idea that you are an individual being. And then it also creates a Guru, an enlightener, to awaken you away from that way of thinking. So it creates the problem, it creates the solution, and it is the solution itself. And when we start thinking like this, a lot of people might be thinking, well, that just sounds really strange. It sounds really weird. What's the point of it all? And this has been described by spiritual masters throughout so many different traditions as being almost the game of oneness, the game of God. The play, the music, the melody, the song. This is the oneness playing with itself. So as part of that process, it has the ability to change the way we think as well. And so what you need in order to understand, if you believe that you are this physical form, you need another physical form to awaken you. And so we now move to the second form or shape of the Guru. The first, remember, being the Nirgun shape, the formless shape. The second being a guru that's called a sargun form, a formed guru, a guru which has a physical form. And this is typically what we think about when we talk about a guru. You might think about an old man with a white beard in spiritual robes, a sadhu of some sort that is a teacher, someone who you go to learn your lessons. So the guru can take many forms. It starts with this formless entity. It is the oneness itself. But in order for us to understand it, we need someone or something to actually engage with. And that's called the sargun form. And that usually takes the form of an enlightened master. And what we mean by an enlightened master is someone who they themselves have awakened their minds. They themselves used to think one way about themselves, the way you and me do, about I am the me and this is me and my problems. And they themselves have been awakened. They themselves have transformed their thinking. So now they're connected with this oneness. So they are enlightened and have the ability to enlighten us. Remember, enlightenment means just to move from the ignorance that we are here, these limited individual beings, and it moves us into understanding and appreciating that we are part of something much bigger. So that's your nirgun form, your formless guru, your form guru, which is this enlightened master that can transform us. But how does the guru transform us? The sargun guru, the form, the physical guru, changes us through the third version of the guru, which is the wisdom of the guru. And this has been called Shabad Guru, the word or the message. And by Shabad, what we mean is that the guru has a message for you and for me to put into our mind, to understand that we need to think a little bit differently. The guru comes with a message, comes with a wisdom, comes with a guidance. So we need to understand that the guru has many different forms, and all of these forms have a function in our life. And in the Gurmat spiritual tradition, more often than not, the word guru has only ever been used to describe one of the three forms of the guru, which is the sargun guru. Now, in the Sikh tradition, whenever somebody mentions the guru, you pretty much always think that they're talking about Guru Nanak or one of the gurus, or you're talking about the scripture, Guru Granth Sahib Ji. And this is the sargun form. This is the sargun, the form, the physical form, or the message form, which is the Shabad Guru. But we need to understand that when we talk about Guru Nanak, what makes Nanak a Guru Nanak? What makes Nanak so special? Well, remember what we talked about, how the guru has the ability to transform you, but first they need to transform themselves. Well, Nanak is somebody who has become enlightened to this new way of thinking, to this authentic, original way of thinking, where they understand who their authentic true self is. They've understood that. But when Guru Nanak Dev Ji passed on to the second guru, and we had Guru Angad Dev Ji and the third guru, Guru Amar Das Ji, that guru was essentially the same. We don't actually see the second, third, fourth, fifth guru all the way up to Guru Granth Sahib Ji in the form of the scripture. We don't see them as any different. Why not? Because it's not the person Nanak, it's not the body of Guru Nanak that we are interested in. It's the enlightenment of Guru Nanak. And that enlightenment moves from one to another. That ability to awaken a person and then awaken another and then awaken another, that awakenedness is what we're calling the Guru itself. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you benefited from that. If you'd like to help us create more spiritual content, then head over to our website nanaknaam.org/donate and think about setting up a regular monthly donation. We're a 100% non-profit organization, so all the donations that you give us go directly into the charity and that help us to create and share Gurmat spiritual wisdom.